guys, it's Kristen, and today we're getting in the Christmas spirit a little early with a review of Netflix's new original Christmas movie, The Princess Switch. The Princess Switch is a Princess and the Pauper story starring Vanessa Hudgens as Stacy, a Chicago baker with a type A personality who travels to Belgravia to compete in an international Christmas baking competition. There she meets Duchess Margaret, also played by Vanessa Hudgens, who is spontaneous and wants to have this normal life, but is on track to marry Prince Edward in a diplomatic engagement. The two have an uncanny resemblance and even think they might be related in some way, and that sparks an idea for Duchess Margaret. Having always wanted to experience a normal life, she wants to trade places, at least for a day or two. Stacy takes on a British accent, and Margaret dabbles in American slang, and the two are off on a magical Christmas switcheroo. What they don't account for, though, is falling in love with the guys in each other's lives. I really enjoyed the switch and seeing Stacy and Margaret really thrive in their new settings. You know, Margaret and Prince Edward barely know each other, but when Stacy steps in and takes Margaret's place, he really falls for her leadership abilities, for her strong voice, for her giving heart. It's just very clear that she would be a really generous princess who thinks of the people, and you get to see these really great moments with them, like when they help give the orphans in an orphanage a really magical Christmas. On the other side of things, single dad Kevin has never really felt a spark with his organization-obsessed best friend Stacy, but when Margaret comes into the picture, all of a sudden he is so surprised by how fun and spontaneous and exciting she is, and he starts falling for her. Now this is the type of film that could be a hit or miss, you know, it could definitely fall flat, but I think Vanessa Hudgens really brought a natural energy and light to all the roles that she was playing that really make this a Netflix Christmas movie that you don't want to miss. There were a lot of sweet and beautiful scenes, like this holiday ball where there's these fairy lights and glamorous dresses. There was a really adorable snowball fight scene, piano duets. It was just a lot of wholesome Christmas fun. And we even got a little Netflix holiday Easter egg in this film, and actually in Netflix's other original holiday film, The Christmas Calendar. We get to see a Christmas Prince make an appearance on Netflix where they actually sit and watch the movie. And I think showing that little Easter egg and the fact that the sequel, A Christmas Wedding, is almost here kind of gives you a little bit of a hint of what's to come in this movie. There were two other smaller parts of the film that I feel like weren't really explained very much, and they didn't really go into detail. The first was that there were two smaller villains in the film. Brianna, who was trying to ruin Stacy's chances of doing well in the International Bake Off, but really she didn't really have a storyline or any substance to her character. And then there was Mr. DeLuca, who worked for the king and queen, and the king had asked him to keep an eye on Margaret because he thought she was acting a little different. But when he finds out that the two girls switch places and notifies the queen, nothing really happens there. Things end up working out. There's no actual conflict. The second is that there's this mysterious man who we see in both Chicago and Belgravia who is clearly trying to help Stacy and Margaret. He knows something. I don't know if he's like some type of fairy godfather or what. He always happens to appear at the right time when they need him, but we don't learn anything about him, so I'm not really sure what was going on with that story. But the truth ends up coming out about Stacy and Margaret's switch. Surprisingly, no one is upset about it, and the story ends with this sweet, happy ending, and of course, a royal wedding. I really enjoyed The Princess Switch. You know, I think this was maybe one of my favorite Netflix holiday movies that they've done so far. Yes, you've got to suspend some disbelief. You know, there's no conflict, there's no consequences. You know, the royal family is completely fine with this baker from Chicago coming in and marrying their son instead of doing this diplomatic engagement and marrying Margaret, a duchess. But you know, there's just something really fun about like a royal Christmas movie. I don't know what it is, but like that's like a winning combination. I just thought it was really lighthearted and fun, and I think that this could definitely become a Netflix Christmas classic. I would love to know your thoughts on The Princess Switch. What'd you think? How does it compare to Netflix's other holiday movies? Let me know which ones you're watching, which ones are your favorite, to get you in the holiday spirit. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and click that subscribe button because I come out with new videos every week. See ya!